So about 2 or 3 years ago now, I got very sick at the end of the school year. I somehow managed to get pneumonia, and that knocked me out for a very, very painful first week. The second week also sucked, but was not as bad. And then I just kind of had to stay home until I get completely healthy. And this context is important because when I returned, there were like only a few days of actual classes left. So I might as well have just stayed home until it was all over. However, even if I had the opportunity to do that, I could not. First of all, I obviously missed a number of assignments. Thankfully, it was the end of the school year, so it wasn't that many, but I still had to finish them off unless I would want to get the lowest grade possible, since I could not uh, do them. And one stood out. It was for a literature class. And since the school year was literally pretty much over, I could not waste any single day without completing something I missed. And I think I had one or two last things to do before I can actually pass for that year, and two of them were for literature. And the problem is that teacher is a witch. And the reason I say that is not just my own opinion of her. This is the opinion of everyone that goes to her classes. This is the opinion of multiple teachers. She is an unhappy, entitled, old, that should be retired piece of shit who only cares about herself and has no awareness whatsoever. But that aside, um, these reasons kind of let me or force me into, having to stand there, kind of listen to her comments and what she has to fucking say. And after I completed what I first missed out on, I had one more thing left. Now, I think while I was missing, the class had to do some sort of a group thing, which obviously made it so I was by myself. And the way we settled this is she kind of prepared some, test on paper that I could just come in and complete and get out of there. However, if I'm not mixing up events, I was supposed to have it scheduled at some hour in the morning. And if you know me, I double, triple, quadruple, quintuple check everything important, especially when it comes to scheduling something with a teacher. I make sure I know the exact time, and I make sure that in any scenario I make it there and I do what I need to do. However, the night before, I had a dream, and in that dream, which looked very real, it felt like we rescheduled. It felt like she sent a letter through the specific website for a school that there needs to be rescheduling, or that I did that, or something like that, or was that I was just double checking in my dreams to make sure what hour it is. I don't even remember. But what happened was we were supposed to have it at this hour, and then I woke up, and I thought that we rescheduled, so I slept in. And then I'm like, something just feels off. So I go check, and we did not, in fact, reschedule. We were supposed to do the test at like 9 a.m. or even 10, but by the time it was 10 a.m. and over, I was at home. So I immediately started writing back that my apologies. I know this sounds improbable, but I had a dream, and I genuinely thought that we had a different schedule. Yeah, and I sent that, and later, of course, I ended up going another day, and then everything was fine. I got a good grade, and I passed, and I finished, and all of that. Cool. This never happened to me ever before. Having a dream look so real that you actually end up believing it in the morning. Actually, I think what happened was my mom checked in to make sure that I am awake, and then I think I told her that it was rescheduled, and then I slept in. Dude, now thank goodness I have graduated, and nothing like this should ever happen again. I hope. I hope I won't have to do anything like that in the morning again to make sure nothing similar happens. So that's probably my most embarrassing, most strange story I have. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a very eventful person. Nothing really crazy or unusual happens in my life, so this is immediately at the top of the list, at least of the stuff that I can remember. So, well, now you know it. Peace.